Following a wild and unexpected night of action in Montreal, NAMT moves back into the United States for another week of competition. Last week, the large floor and unique track design left many drivers having issues in both racing and freestyle. Brandon Adam, however, was not one of these drivers, as his early season dominance continued with his third consecutive racing victory and his first freestyle victory of the season. His performance makes him the first person to double down this season, and his racing victory leaves him 12-0 in individual races so far. This week's track in Detroit, Michigan is a return to norms for most of these drivers, with a SoCal racing design that is fast and clean and a freestyle course that should allow more drivers to fill the clock, the largest challenge of last week's event. Will Brandon Adams' undefeated streak continue? Who will take charge of this freestyle track and claim victory? We'll find out soon as Week 4 of NAMT starts right now.
We are back for week 4 of North American Monster Trucks. This week we're here in Detroit, Michigan in Ford Field, and the big storyline of the day, Brandon Adam undefeated in racing and defending the Freestyle Championship from last week. He's going to defend both titles here in Detroit, and back alongside me in the booth is league owner Danny Mackey. Danny, how does it feel to be here in Detroit this week?
I'm excited to be here. Haven't seen too many shows in Detroit in the past few years. It's good to be back in Ford Field here. Definitely to follow up with what you said though, Brandon Adam, the man to watch tonight. I don't believe I can recall a time in history on Sim Monsters where we've seen someone trying to defend 3 consecutive racing victories in events. He doesn't seem to know how to lose at this point in the season. But I will say there's a couple other storylines to follow as we get into tonight's racing action. He's not alone when it comes to fellow racing competitors. Seeing returning for the first time since event 1 is John Zimmer Jr. in that Terminal Velocity truck. And it seems that Andrew Sheets has been getting his truck figured out. We've had some issues with him early on in the season in racing. He qualified very well this week. We'll see if they can play a role in possibly upsetting Brandon Adam this week.
And here we go. We're kicking off racing right now. Travis Palm and Eclipse taking on our number 1 qualifier, Tyler Richmond, in Outbreak. First time he's been number 1 qualifier of the season. We're about to see if he can take down Travis Palm, the 16th qualifier in our first race of the bracket.
Some technical difficulties being straightened out here before we get this race underway. Looks like we got that straightened out there. Should be ready to go with this first race.
Off the line, Tyler Richmond maybe a slight lead, got a better jump off that drop down start. But as we head into the fun box turn with those van stacks, Travis Palm making up the ground, but it looks like Tyler still has more of an advantage out of the turn.
Yeah, it's going to come down to this final turn here. TJ with some issues, but he's going to keep it straight through the finish, and it's going to be TJ Richmond, Tyler Richmond moving on to the next round.
Great start for the number 1 qualifier.
Yeah, just keeping it right around the 19 seconds flat, 19.007 for his lap time. That's a little bit slower than his qualifying test. saw him running an 18.8027, 2/10 slower than what we had just seen from him, but usually expect with these racing events, once the pressure's on where you got to race against someone else, people tend to lose a little bit of time.
Our next race coming up, Brandon Adam, the defending 3-time racing champion of the season, taking on Marcus Santana.
Yeah, this is the race of round 1 here. 12-0 this season in one-on-one matchups. 3 event victories. Will this be the first race Brandon Adam will lose this season?
Dead even off the line. Around the first turn, Brandon Adam keeps it tighter. Marcus clips the car a little bit, and that seems to have slowed him down about a half truck at this point.
Yeah, it's close, but Brandon's pulling away in the straightaway, about a truck length lead, narrowing into this final turn. Smooth for Brandon. He's going to drive it straight through to the finish, and once again, Brandon Adam is moving on out of round 1. An 18.9003 for that first round time for Brandon Adam, keeping himself much closer than to his qualifying pass. Actually, I think even faster than his qualifying pass. Much faster. I keep forgetting he didn't qualify too well tonight. He only qualified 8th. He's shaving off a little over a tenth of a second.
And coming onto the track next, Josh Gajewski in Control Freak, taking on Vincent Ackert in Piece of Scrap. Both drivers on the line. An angled start for Vincent. What a strange way to start it. I don't think that helped him at all. We'll see if he makes up the ground. Actually, he did make up the ground in that straightaway, and it seems dead even in the turn.
Yeah, trying to get the truck down on the ground using the down ramp to push off into the first turn. Let's see if it worked out for him. Close race to the finish. Gavin Dershell, it looks like might have... I'm sorry, I'm getting caught up with my names here. That was Josh Gajewski there.
An extremely close race.
We're going to review that real quick.
By far the closest race of the night so far.
You're going to go to a review on that one just to see who won there. And it's going to be Josh Gajewski taking that by just over, close to about a half a tire length.
An incredible race. Our next race out. Our first appearance of Chadwick Deerfoot in the season, driving the Bad Dog, taking on Matthew Tyrrell in Arctic Shock. We'll see how Chadwick does in his first showing of racing here on Season 2 of NAMT, as both drivers are going to ready up at the staging area. Off the line, a more aggressive start for Matt. Chadwick has a little slower beginning, but he's making up the ground, and it's dead even right now.
Oh, Chadwick gets a little caught up on the fun box turn there, so he's going to bring it back to the final turn of the night of this race. It's close. They're both getting a little out of shape, but I think another close finish. They were both a little out of shape over the finish. We're going to look that one again.
I think that one was even closer than the last race.
A very narrow finish line jump for these guys. Almost narrower than the crush cars buried inside of them. It narrows up as they're crossing the line, though, from the base of the ramp. we're going to get a look here. Both these drivers very close to missing the ramp on the very beginning where the officials are looking for one tires here tonight. And this is a really close race to try to call here.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. It's going to come down to the pixel. And if we look at the times that we just saw, a 19.14 versus a 19.15, I mean, it doesn't get much closer than that.
Officials going into a very deep review. Usually these types of races, we've seen some close races earlier this season, but nothing I don't think has really warranted this much of a review, especially in round 1 of racing. And I think by probably the most narrowest of margins, we're going to reconfirm this with the officials here before we announce this. It might possibly be Chadwick Deerfoot.
Yeah, that does look like Chadwick winning the race.
It's going to be Chadwick Deerfoot, and it's going to be a good look at the replays after this event for everyone else to get a good look at it. It was the skinniest of margins. I don't think I've seen a race this close this season. That might be a race of the year.
Well,
when all is said and done.
I mean, I don't think we're going to get anything closer than that. The race before it was close. That was even closer. Can we get something even closer now with Chris B taking on Trevor Amos? We got party time, and here's a picture of Tony Hawk on the line.
Yeah, two trucks known for their freestyle. Trevor Amos trying to move on over that hurdle that he's been having with Brandon Adam in racing. We have a good chance here after the first round to try to move towards that once again. The officials getting staged here from that last race.
Both drivers revving at the line, an aggressive start. Chris B maybe slightly behind, actually a little bit behind now is Trevor. About a truck length lead into the fun box.
Yeah, throws it in hard, but kind of lets himself up, and he's pulling away now as Chris losing a lot of ground and coming out of the fun box, and it looks like it's going to be all Trevor Amos moving on here. Trevor, the only person to have reached the finals 2 weeks out of the 3 so far. Looking to go for a third time tonight with an 18.9373 out of that first round race.
In our next race, Tim Smith in Titan Warrior taking on John Zimmer in Terminal Velocity.
Should be an interesting matchup here. Haven't seen John Zimmer since the first event of the season. Just saw Tim last week.
John Zimmer, a very fast racer. We'll see if Tim Smith can get the upset here. A smooth start for John Zimmer, but Tim Smith actually maybe gaining some ground here. Looks pretty even, maybe a half truck to John Zimmer right now.
Yeah, relatively close through the first half. I think the lead might be pulling away for Zimmer through this last turn here, as he is clean through to the finish by a truck length victory. Moving on to the next round, sub 19 seconds for him, 18.9036.
Extremely clean turn. And that's what you need on a track like this. It's all turns. You need perfect turns every time. One mess up, one clip a car one time, and your race is over.
Yeah, considered SoCal style, it came out of the Anaheim shows they'd have at that baseball stadium. We'll be visiting there later on this season. But with the track much longer than it was square at those types of shows, the straightaways do play a bit more of a point a part here, but those turns are about 90% of the track really when it comes down to it. We're moving on here into the latter half of round one. Nearly done. 2 more races, and we'll update those brackets, let everyone take a good look at them right before we get into round 2.
And coming out next, Andrew Sheets and Damian Bowers, Skella Dragon, and Untapped Rage. Now, Andrew Sheets has had a difficult season so far, and he's looking to make up for it, starting with this week.
Yeah, much better qualifying time this week. Let's see if he can keep it going here.
Even off the line. Let's see how they take the turns. Damian went a little bit wider, but he apexed that beautifully. It's pretty even right now. Andrew gets into the turn first, though.
Oh, but Damian with problems coming out of the fun box. He's all over it. He drove over it. It's going to be Andrew Sheets if he can just keep a smooth run to the finish, and it looks like he will. Moving on out of this first round is Damian having more issues trying to cross the line here.
That's a great first step for Andrew to try to get some points this season. Hasn't had a great showing so far, but if he can make it far in this racing bracket, that can make up for it.
In 18.8523, shaving off a little bit of time from his qualifying pass, something we refer back to every once in a while in these types of races, is trying to keep yourself always improving after each round. That's what it really takes sometimes to move through these brackets, and coming out of qualifying is always a good sign if you're moving even faster.
Our next race, and also our last race of round number 1. Blake Thompson, the fire starter, Alex Lindgren in the Willman. Even off the line, both Willmans here. Let's see how they take these turns with that lower truck. Pretty even, but Blake Thompson gets in the turn first, but Alex swings it in, he spins it out.
Yeah, Alex lost it there going into the turn, and it is all Blake Thompson. Just needs to run it out clean, and he'll get the first round victory. And that will be it for the first round. Blake Thompson moving on just to Willman.
We've seen a couple drivers spin it out in that turn. I believe it was the same lane, too.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see if this continues to the later rounds, or if those guys are the only ones not moving on, not able to continue, if that's really just the way it broke. I think we're gonna get into round 2 here. We're gonna take a look at our brackets though for the first time tonight before we get this next round of racing going. As you guys can take a look there, coming out of the first round, Tyler Richmond and Brandon Adams should be a good matchup here. And you have Josh Gajewski and Chadwick Deerfoot. Chadwick coming off of a very close race, and so was Josh Gajewski. Both of these guys are going to be going head-to-head. Trevor Amos and John Zimmer Jr., and then Andrew Sheets and Blake Thompson. A lot of guys tonight that are trying to change the story here in Detroit. It's been pretty much Brandon Adam every week, and Brandon Adam versus Trevor Amos in some way. And there's a lot of other guys here that are definitely going to pose a threat to break up this continuing storyline in this round here.
We're heading right into our next race. Brandon Adam, defending racing winner from the last 3 weeks, Fireworks Trophy Truck, and Tyler Richmond, #1 qualifier in Outbreak. If anyone's going to take down Brandon Adam, it's going to be Tyler Richmond.
Well, he's had upsets before. Let's see if Brandon can upset it again.
even off the line. Aggressive drop down off the start tabletop. Let's see how they take these turns. Brandon gets into the turn first, and it looks like it's a smooth turn from him.
Brandon, consistent everywhere we go this season. I don't want to say anything yet. Coming to the finish, though, and it's going to be Brandon Adam moving on, upsetting the #1 qualifier, Tyler Richmond, out after round 2. Once again, as if he has something working in his favor every time, Brandon Adam, smooth as silk, moving on into the
Doesn't matter where this guy qualifies. As soon as he gets on the track in competition, he is just locked in on any course.
I mean, sometimes that's the hardest thing to play against, is just playing against your own mind. You can get yourself focused for qualifying. There's no one else on the track, but when you get on the track for a racing event, you have someone to look up against, and you got to beat that person. Sometimes it really work your nerves over, and it seems to be not a problem for Brandon Adam, no matter who's racing.
Man, Brandon Adam really on a path to get number 4.
Yeah, it's going to take one of these guys throughout the rest of this bracket, and there are plenty of guys left that are going to be posing a significant threat to this winning streak of Brandon's here.
Well, we're moving right along. Chadwick Deerfoot with that amazing photo finish in round number 1 is back in round 2 to race Josh Gajewski.
Yeah, Josh also coming off of a photo finish, though. Both of these guys trying to see who's going to be pairing up against Brandon Adam in the semifinals.
Even off the line, they get into that turn smooth, both of them smooth on the exit. This is a tight race as both of them swinging in evenly.
Like a little slow-mo effect, how they drift into the entry on the way back. It's still a very close race. These guys looking for another photo finish, possibly. Gajewski pushes hard into the finish.
Oh, man.
Another photo finish. Might be a little bit more decisive this time, but we're going to look at it one more time just to make sure.
That was a tough finish. Both of them washed it out over the tabletop. That could have been close, but I think Chadwick just washed out too much, and Josh was able to fly past him in the air.
Yeah, a lot of these photo finishes coming out of the result of an uneven exit out of these turns gives the opportunity to make up ground. We're checking possibly for a 5-second penalty here. We're looking for one tire. It's only at the base of the ramp tonight with how it narrows so much. But it's not going to matter, as it seems, as the taking one last look at it, as it seems like Josh Gajewski has taken this victory by about a half a truck, as it looked a lot closer the first time by.
Well, that's going to set up our first semifinal, but to decide the second one, our third race of round number 2 is currently staged Trevor Amos, a picture of Tony Hawk and John Zimmer in terminal velocity.
Should be a good matchup, as we've seen Trevor Amos doing very well in racing so far this season. But even with his absence, John Zimmer always a threat when it comes to these types of tracks. Bad fast all the time. We'll have to see how that plays out in this race here.
Into the first turn. It looks like Trevor might have a slight lead. We're going to see how that evens out into the fun box, but Trevor does maintain about a truck length lead into the turn.
Yeah, Trevor's smooth through the first half of the race, coming back to the finish, maintaining a lead. Hasn't really done anything to lose the ground, though. This last turn will be a challenge. Closes it up, but still hangs on as Trevor Amos moving on to the semifinals.
Now there is still a chance to see Brandon Adam and Trevor Amos in the finals, now that we've set up our semifinals with both of them included.
You know, a lot of these guys we keep putting them up in front of these two, Brandon and Trevor, that is, and we keep thinking, well, these guys are proven, they might be able to knock these guys out. Trevor's been in this game for a long time, but he's really hitting his stride here this season. It's been very impressive. These guys have just faced the competition and just beaten everyone, just about everyone in front of them so far.
Here we go with our last round 2 race to decide who races Trevor Amos in the semifinals. Andrew Sheets in the Skull Dragon and Blake Thompson in Firestarter, 2 classic names of Sim Monsters.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this matchup here. See if Andrew can keep himself together in the second round here, and if Blake can push forward, should be a good race.
Even off the line, both these trucks low to the ground so they have an easier time turning, and they keep it tight to the cars. Heading into the fun box turn, Andrew Sheets ahead by about half a truck, but Blake Thompson spins it out a little bit.
Yeah, losing a little bit of control there. Andrew seems to have a bit of an easier time pushing it in, but he spins it out hard into a donut. Blake with some issues as well, but Blake is going to take the clear victory here as Andrew Sheets, plagued again by his truck, an upset in both fronts, had the lead all the way through to the final turn, just needed to keep it clean, and he just lost it there again.
Man, the trouble season continues for Andrew Sheets. He just can't catch a break.
You'd think with the lower center of gravity, he'd be able to kind of push this through the turn, but I guess he was, I don't know if he was overthinking it or just lost himself going into that turn there. Just couldn't get through to the finish.
Our next race, point of the line right now, our last race, or our first race of the semifinals, Josh Gajewski, Control Freak, and Brandon Adam going for number 4 in Fiberworks Trophy Truck.
Yeah, this is the first of 2 races for the semifinal. Could be an interesting matchup here to see if Gajewski can keep it going. Number 8 versus number 4, yet it seems that Brandon Adam has the advantage going into this race while he is the lower qualifier.
Even off the line. Beautiful turns from both of them, perfectly executed. Brandon keeps it straighter, and Josh slides it out a little bit. I think that's hindered Josh.
A clean pass through the fun boxes, though, as they are kind of neck and neck going into this final turn. Brandon with a clean run around the turn, and that's going to be a photo finish, but we might have just seen what we have yet to see this season, but we're gonna go to the replay there, because that was a photo finish.
May have been closer than that round 1 race.
We've been seeing photo finishes a few times tonight. This might be the closest one, or at least the most important call out of all of them. We're going to take one last closer look here just to make sure. Going into tonight, Brandon Adam 12-0 in racing competitions. Moved on so far tonight, but I think, and we're going to let the officials make a final call here before we go official. We might be seeing the first loss of the season for Brandon Adam.
Yeah, it does appear that Josh Gajewski will take the win by, well, maybe 2 inches.
Yeah, had to really take a close look at that image, stretch it out, and get to the finer details of it. And I don't think we'd have to go back and check it against the first photo, well, the second photo finish with Chadwick in the previous round. But out of all the photo finishes, I don't think this one's been more of a decider of a racing bracket. As for the first time this season, Brandon Adam has taken a loss in a racing. We'll be seeing Josh Gajewski, the number 4 qualifier, moving on to the finals. We'll be seeing at least one different person in the finals.
We're heading right into our next
Yeah.
semifinal race. Our
One more race
last
to
one.
find the person who's gonna race, though.
Trevor Amos, no stranger to the championship race, taking on Blake Thompson, Firestarter.
Should be interesting to see how this plays out now.
Trevor with a lead off the line by about a half truck. I'm not sure what happened to Blake there, but we'll see if he can even it out, and he can't. It's still a truck length to Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor consistent all night long. Haven't really seen too many hiccups from him, and with a whole shot like that, it looks like, although Blake had a good entry but didn't really exit very cleanly, it's all Trevor Amos taking that win now. So he'll be moving on to the finals. But this time he will have a different competitor lining up against him. I don't know if Trevor would have wanted to be the first person to beat Brandon this season, given the story going in with Brandon beating him the first 2 times they met in the finals, but Trevor getting a clean opportunity to win a racing event without having Brandon Adam in the way. We'll see if tonight is the night. We'll take one more look at these brackets here before we get into that race, though. We moved our way through tonight out of round 1. Brandon Adam came in tonight the person to beat, and by the most narrowest of margins, he was able to be taken out by Josh Gajewski. Trevor Amos moved up through the opposite side of the bracket, knocking off guys like John Zimmer, Blake Thompson. A lot of these close races throughout the course of the night as we've gotten all the way to the finals. Number 4 versus number 2, Josh Gajewski and Trevor Amos. Control Freak and a picture of Tony Hawk here. This should be a very interesting final round here in Detroit. Haven't gotten to mention it. Josh Gajewski, this is his hometown track here.
That is
behind the
true.
wheel of
Hometown
Control Freak.
advantage.
Yeah.
Probably feeling the energy from the fans. Also, something important to note is that if you look at the times going into this round, the championship round, Josh Gajewski 19:01, Trevor Amos 19:04. 300th of a second separate these guys. These are the 2 fastest guys on the track right now. We're about to see who's going to take home the win. Trevor's looked strong all night. Very solid turn for both of them, even at this point. Let's see how they take the turns. Trevor with that classic one-truck lead in the turn, but it's evened out.
Yeah, Gajewski with a little bit of problems coming out of the fun box turn. And it might not be, but he's pulling up a lot of ground in the last turn. It will be for the first time this season. And in fitting fashion, the first person after Brandon Adam will be Trevor Amos taking home the racing win. It's got to feel good for him. 2 times lost it, makes it back here tonight, and is able to take out the victory with a 19:01.33. It's got to feel good to be Trevor Amos right now.
Yeah, but what a showing from Josh Gajewski. Made it all the way to the finals in his hometown. Had multiple photo finish races. I mean, a great showing from him, and a great showing from a lot of these guys out here. It was a spectacular night. Trevor Amos has really just cemented himself as one of the top racers of the series.
Yeah, no love lost for Brandon Adam. We will certainly expect to see him right back at it, even probably later tonight. He still has a freestyle victory to defend, and his early points standings has definitely put him above most of everyone else. So we'll see how that plays out tonight for the rest of the event, and also next week's racing event for Brandon Adam.
Yeah, we'll see coming up in 15 short minutes if Brandon Adam can defend that freestyle win from last week in Montreal. We're going to change up the whole track, and we're going to let these guys shine on this big Ford Field floor. We'll see you back here in 15 minutes for freestyle.
what clears my soul. Dancing's what makes me whole. Get up on the floor, dancing on the low. Get up on the floor, dancing to the break of dawn. Get up on the floor, dancing to the break of dawn. Get up on the floor, dancing. Get up on the floor, dancing on the low. Get up on the floor, dancing to the break of dawn. Get up on the floor, dancing to the break of dawn. Get up on the floor,
this far. And I lived so much life. I think that God is gonna have to kill me twice like my name was Nicky Six. I woke up in my shoes again, but somewhere you exist seems I did it again. I forgot what I was losing my mind about. I only wrote this down to make you press rewind inside the message I was
We are back for freestyle here in Detroit, Michigan, and Ford Field. We've changed around the course, and the Moshes are ready to strike. Coming out first for freestyle is going to be the defending champion from last week, Brandon Adam. So it'll be interesting to see if he can defend that spot from first out for freestyle. And always back alongside me, Danny Mackey, calling all the action for freestyle.
Yeah, this should be a fun time. Got a giant car pile from the, I don't even know if these are just from the racing lanes or if we had some extra cars in the back to put out on these racing lane jumps. Should be a couple interesting challenges for these guys to face. We'll have to see how this relates back to last week where we saw a wide open floor and a lot of people rolling early. See if a smaller floor with a little bit less room to work with actually plays into these guys' advantages, but we'll have to see.
Here we go, Brandon Adam going for the defending of the freestyle from last week in Montreal. A slightly smaller floor to work with, but we'll see if he can get it done. He can freestyle on any floor as he is really just going off in the points this season.
Yeah, lost a winning streak in one category. Might be able to begin another winning streak here. Get some huge air to start it off. Down off the center stack.
This is an interesting track. There's a lot of obstacles, but a lot of them are sky wheelies waiting to happen. So we're going to have to see some diversity here. Keep up the flow. It's a little tighter with the dumpsters around the outside, but there's a lot to work with.
Yeah, he's going to combo it, cross-threaded off the side of the double there. Some of these obstacles in the racing lanes giving a lot of room to cross-thread. He's going to kick it right over the dirt mound that he kind of just dumped out there for freestyle. He's 30 seconds in now.
Heading over that garbage truck with a big sky wheelie. Lands it on the back wheels, on the front wheels. Slows down to a little bit of a stoppie.
Yeah, he gets caught up in the backflip ramp, but he's going to throw it in reverse and back into a wheelie. Trying to keep the truck under control, doing some moves while he's at it. He cross threads over the van stack.
Back to the center of the floor, jumping over and landing in front of the dirt hill. That's a tough hit. Can he save it? Oh no.
An awkward landing there as he crushed the front end into the dirt mound. I don't know if he saw that on the way down. Never really pulled back through. Scores coming in now as he was a clean minute into the run for a 10 for time.
We had 25 to start out the freestyle competition.
Well, unfortunately, this might be the week without a win for Brandon Adam, as that score will most likely not get him the victory. Already working at the disadvantage coming out first here, but still nonetheless, I'm curious to see how the points will play out. He might be able to hold on to that first place lead overall for the season after tonight. But with Trevor taking the racing victory, might narrow that up just a bit.
And this is going to be a tough course because last week we saw very few people fill the clock, so we're looking for a change this week, but I mean, not a great start if you're looking for people filling the clock.
Yeah, it comes with the territory early on, though Brandon Adams not necessarily someone that you would associate with going out early. A lot of these jumps, some of these little dirt mounds they put out for freestyle can catch you, as it did there for Brandon, trying to help make a couple kick obstacles to get you back on up in the air and come back down onto the middle of the floor.
Well, coming up next for freestyle, Chadwick Deerfoot bringing the Bad Dog out for his debut this season in freestyle competition.
Yeah, I'm really excited here. Chad bringing that Bad Dog name back. Used to drive that thing way back in SSRS. Good to see the name, and it's good to see Chad out here competing. Always known as a technical freestyler. Had some issues driving the truck early in racing this season, trying to make events, but he said this truck is dialed in for freestyle. Let's see what he can do.
That great looking old school body, classic paint job.
Nice touch with the coil-over shocks. Sure, it'll help him out here in freestyle. Just start off the backside of the center stack with a huge sky wheelie, and he just lands it right on top of that container that was crushed down there.
That was a textbook wheelie.
Great sky wheelie to start off the run and follows it up over the dump truck, garbage truck that is.
Yeah, we're looking for the technical moves from Chadwick, known for his technical moves, and that sky wheelie at the start really was it, and then straight into a slap wheelie and combos it into the garbage truck.
Gonna bounce it around down near the end zone. Follows it up with the jammer. Good use of the floor there. Early momentum into this run. Pretty solid. He gets turned around in the air. He gets stuck to the side, and it's gonna pop back on all four wheels, but the truck got shut off during that. That was, I don't even know what to say there.
What
That was
a crazy sequence. He twisted the truck a full 180 in the air and landed on the back of the truck.
I don't even think he was trying for that there. He kind of just got caught up on the backside of, I think it's the Ford Bronco they buried in there. He was just hard on the gas trying to save it. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep going here. That was a wild, hard hit.
Oh man, he landed from a good 40 feet up, straight on the back. I think he's shaken up from that one.
Yeah, that's going to be a very unexpected but unfortunate end to his run, as I'm kind of surprised the rear wheel is still on there for him. A very exciting but unfortunate end to his run that was cut off, as he's only almost a minute in. He got a 6 for his time score. The score is coming in now from the judges.
It's a 20, 5 points behind Brandon Adam. Didn't think we'd see a low score start to freestyle, but here we are with 2 scores in the 20s.
Yeah, we saw Brandon cross-thread through that same spot that Chad did without any issue, but a few feet off to either side, and it seemed to have been the difference maker there. We're going to be moving right along, though, in freestyle.
Alex Lindgren coming out next in the Willman.
Saw him out last week in Montreal. had a fair shake of the track, though I think he might have been one of the few guys to lose it early in his run.
Let's see what he can do. He's got that great visibility with no body on the truck. He's able to see everything around him. And he's going right for the backflip.
The first thing he saw is the first thing he's going to hit. It's a very clean backflip.
Oh, but he's got to back it up.
But he's getting a lot of speed built up heading through the middle of the floor. And he's just going to launch it into a huge sky wheelie and rides it down the back of the launch ramp. Three good moves here. Oh, he's going to have to watch out for the cars.
Oh,
just
man,
stuffs it
that's
into the
tough.
cars. As he's just going to try to maul them, and they aren't going to budge for him. He's just going to turn it around and let the Wheelman do its thing.
I think as we're seeing here...
Oh, no!
Wow. The front of that Wheelman chassis almost cost him that. He almost went end over end, but he's continuing on. This is a strange run as he gets more strange.
Oh, my goodness!
What a save! Wait, can he bring it back down? Wow!
Oh, my gosh. I don't know if he's just trying to get the truck to stay on four wheels or if he's just going out there to put on a show. Got flustered early, and I don't know if he's recovered or if he's just driving the truck wild here.
This is insane. He's getting the momentum, although the early part of his run cost him. He's back on two wheels and he brings it down. There's so many saves in this run.
All over the place. Hard to tell if who's in control, the driver or the truck here. Takes the rebound. I don't know if he was going for a move there, but he's just going to throw it in reverse and just hit something.
Oh, wow.
He's catching oh my goodness.
Oh, it's going to cost him. Can he bring it down?
The truck is just...
He saves
doesn't
it in
have
reverse.
a problem without the body. I don't know what to say here. This transmission is getting torn apart having that truck in reverse so much, but it seems to be so far working out. He's
Another
gonna get
huge
twisted
sky wheelie.
in the air almost.
This is an insane run, but it's kind of strange.
To say the least, absolutely. No body on the truck, but it doesn't seem to be hurting him at all. Not really that you'd expect it to. But wheelie out of the Wheelman.
Oh,
as
wow.
He just
What a combo.
threads it across the floor. Oh!
What a way to end the run.
Oh, he filled time. Out there for so long. All these different moves, lost track of the time there. That was a wild run. Scores coming in. First person to fill the time tonight, so he'll get the full 20. It looks like it's going to be 8s across the board from all three categories.
A 44, almost a 20-point lead over the second place. Wow, what a showing from third truck out Alex Lindgren.
I mean, he proved me that he had the truck under control the whole time, but when he got crossed up over the giant car pile, I thought he was just trying to straighten himself back out and kind of continue with his run, but from that point, he just kind of, I don't know if he lost control and just didn't care to roll it over. I don't know what was going on there, but he just kept it going the whole run. A phenomenal freestyle.
And we talked about filling the clock. He was the first one to fill the clock so far. But on that same page, Damian Bauer is someone known for either filling the clock or going out early.
Yeah, let's see if we can make up for another run here as we lost off early last week. See if Damian can make up for it again as well here.
Here we go. Damian Bauer's untapped raise with a wheelie out of the gate.
Doing that same start from last week where he uses the lip of the track to get a power wheelie. He's up all over the place.
That's what I was talking about.
That truck is not going to come back. A full head of steam out of the gate does not work for him tonight. Damian always able to pull out very interesting moves. I really like the power wheelie out of the gate, but just too much of a head full of steam coming out onto the track and just lost it over the massive jumps around the racing lanes there.
It's only going to be a 7 for him, but what? Maybe the greatest 10-second freestyle of the season.
A power wheelie, which you rarely ever see. Yeah, not much else to say, though, for him.
Well, he let it all out on the line. What can you say? I mean, I got to give him credit for that.
Damian always going big or going home. We're gonna take a look at that scoreboard as we've moved past our first 4 trucks tonight. Leading it all is Alex Lindgren in a Willman. Had a great run with the 44 with the early lead here tonight. Should hold for probably a few trucks, though we got a lot of people ahead of him that are going to be challenging for the lead. I'm not too sure you guys are getting a full look here, but nonetheless, some issues with some of the other drivers early on, but we'll be moving on here to John Zimmer Jr. in terminal velocity.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. John Zimmer had a great run back in the first event in East Rutherford. We're hoping he can have another one of those great runs here in Detroit.
Haven't seen him, as you said, since the first event of the season. Anytime he shows up, though, always a threat in this competition.
Eyeing up that van stack for the start, maybe.
Yeah, John is probably one of the most well-rounded drivers that's able to get probably some of the highest scores. He starts off with a great slap wheelie, combos it right over, walks it on top of the garbage truck. A great start to the run there.
I don't think he could have positioned that wheelie better over the garbage truck. It just skimmed the rear tire.
Very good early on. He might get caught up, but no, he's going to drive through very clean. Probably one of the trickier areas on the track. He's going to go for the backflip side of the container.
Wow, he gets it.
And had to force the truck to do the flip there. Not too sure if the truck really wanted to go through there.
And
Very
he's doing
nice.
exactly what you need on this track. This is a tough track. You have to keep up the flow. You have to find the valleys to land in. And he's getting it all done right now as he flies across the floor onto the front end, hitting the
One
brakes.
wheel on the ground and just parks it on the side. Truly in control here early on. Right back to that van stack. Some nice air out of it too.
Halfway through the run right now, and he's putting on a clinic. Very technical, great momentum.
Really keeping the truck under control. Still moving across the floor. Is he going to cross
Oh,
the
man.
water? Oh, no! I think that was a wild wreck. Hard to see those little dirt mounds coming through the sides of the track. Caught him on what looked like a phenomenal use of a cross thread.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, there's some tough spots in this track. Got to be careful where you land.
Just kind of nosed in hard and took a tumble. Only a minute and 10 seconds, so he's going to get 11 out of 20 for the time, though. The rest of the scores are coming in now. 7 for momentum, 6 for air, and an 8 for tech.
It's a 32 for John Zimmer Jr.
Definitely on his way to what might have been able to take the lead. He left a lot of time left on the board, but had a very good run going. Unfortunate break as he got tripped up there.
And I hate to say, but we may be seeing a repeat of last week with everyone rolling over early.
Yeah, only one driver completing well past halfway through the run, and he was the only one that killed time too. And as such, Alex Lindgren, that driver, in the lead still. No one else really getting past deep into past halfway point. Let's see if Blake Thompson can do that out here next.
Blake Thompson in the fire starter.
Great looking Willman piece there. Park it out there, rev the truck up. Interesting header design as it kind of pours out through the hood as he's going to start it off on the double here. Here's it easily.
Yeah,
Start
great
off the
air.
run.
Lands it smooth in the transition into the van stack too, and line up for the backflip ramp. Is he going to hit it? He does with a smooth backflip twist, poison it towards the wall, but he
Goodness.
does a very slight moonwalk out of it.
Yeah, trying to go for the combo, and it almost didn't work out for him. He tackles that giant car pile with ease. He hikes it up on 2 wheels, coming back around to the garbage truck, and just cross-threads the whole section of jumps obstacles there.
30 seconds into his run, quarter of the time filled as he's going move to move over those van stacks.
Nice little float over there as he continues through. The main section of the floor is going to hit the giant dirt mound. Might land it off to the
Oh, that was
side.
almost terrible.
Oh, but he follows it up into a great wheelie and kind of lands it on top of those crush cars.
Almost got into one of those bad spots that we saw other players get in. He lands it just ahead, and he goes straight for that middle jump. It lands a little shallow on that one too.
Yeah, keeping up some good momentum though. Move to move, sends it back into the middle of the floor, into a slap wheelie, and he just lands it right onto the vans. A great move there for Blake.
Tons of combos going on.
Yeah, lots of different moves, lots of different angles of attack here on these obstacles. He's going to go the opposite way over the double into the center stack, and he's going to land it on the down ramp of that large ramp there into some donuts as the run is winding down with 30 seconds left. Let's see what he can do with what time he has left.
And I think he knows that filling the clock is important because he's comped it down a little bit. The momentum's lacking a little bit, but I think he's playing it smart.
It goes for another backflip here. Can he get the moonwalk this time? He gets stuck. He holds it in reverse, but he's going to just send it across the floor. Almost just taps into the protective containers there. Whoa, onto two wheels. And he's not going to be able to bring it back, though. Not sure how much time he had left. Oh, he did get the time. That'll be a full run for Blake Thompson in the Firestarter. Definitely see if he can challenge for the lead here. Lots of nice moves, cross threads, and momentum.
It's going to be a 43, 1 point short of Alex Lindgren, your current leader.
Yeah, not conservative by any means in that freestyle, but Blake just not having as much of a technical performance as Alex did, getting on two wheels and all of that. Definitely a lot of great cross threads and moves there from Blake, because that'll get him a comfortable spot in second place here for creeping up on the halfway point of this freestyle competition.
Moving right along, Josh Gaeski ready to go in the tunnel there, and Control Freak made it all the way to the final round.
Had a couple narrow victories here. He got him to the finals, as you said, hometown track for him here in Detroit. Let's see if he can get a good freestyle here tonight. Right in his own backyard.
I think he's eyeing up the course right now. He's seen what the other guys have done and gotten into bad situations, and he's trying to make a game plan, make a path through this tricky course.
Yeah, it's always good to at least know where you're going to start, as he's going to go right over that garbage truck. Some huge air, just sends it across the floor.
Going back over to the other van stack with a wheelie over top, and he continues it on the ground. Wow, that was great.
Nice move there. Held the sky wheelie up high, but just drove through. He's going to bring it back over towards the double. He hit the little dirt mound and combo it into the valley. Got to be careful not to get caught up in all those crush cars. He does a very good job of driving through there.
That is a very risky ramp with that dirt hill. It sends you right into danger.
Yeah, definitely probably the most challenging jump on the track. It's a little out of shape here. 30 seconds in, he's going to cross thread through the valley.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That was almost bad, but the speed made him maneuver through every obstacle, and he's still moving with great momentum.
Up in the air, vertically, just pogos it on the rear wheel, all over the place. Is he going to save it? Oh, wow. A little spin move as he lands it into a wheelie. What a series of moves for Josh Gaeski. A minute into the run now.
Yeah, only halfway in that we've seen some incredible moves out of him. Into a wild set of donuts.
Oh my goodness. Evading danger as he's been just narrowly pulling away racing victories and these freestyle moves tonight. Kind of walks it right through over the garbage truck.
Racing. It's his hometown here in Detroit.
Oh,
what a wheelie off the jammer.
Really picking it up now as he kind of used the valley of the double to launch him in the air over the crush cars.
Time 40 seconds left.
Yeah, I don't know what else there is left for him to do in this run. A great backflip into a moonwalk using all the floor space he has over there. Definitely going to be challenging for the lead with this run. Some nice air off the backside. He's going to land it into the dirt mound. Shoves it up short. Oh my goodness. Just tried to drive through. That truck went all over the place at the end. A wild ride, a wild run. He nearly filled time. I don't know if that's going to help his score, though, whatever that little last wreck was for him. Be questionable, though, with the time he left, if he'll be able to take the lead. scores coming in now. He left 7 seconds, so that's only going to give him an 18 out of the possible 20.
It's a 43.
Just falls a few points short. The overall scores from the categories with a full time score would have gotten the lead. Get an 8 for air, a 9 for momentum, and an 8 for technicality. Just those 2 crucial points he needed to both tie and then take the lead away from Alex Lindgren. He just narrowly filled the clock.
But what an incredible showing tonight from Josh Gajewski. He made it all the way to the finals, just put on an incredible show. I mean, he can't be disappointed with that.
No, definitely not. A great performance. Gajewski, always a very competitive driver in these types of leagues. And proving himself here again tonight, why he's someone to look out for.
Moving right along. Next truck out, Tim Smith and Titan Warrior. Tim Smith bringing out the Willman. We've seen some crazy runs from Willmans today.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to see if Tim can follow it up here with that unique looking body style. That Nissan Titan Warrior. Nice
Flying
there.
over the garbage truck. We'll get a little out of control, brings it down. Now that is a characteristic of the Willman, and we've seen it really play out today with the out of control nature of the truck.
Yeah, one of those trucks that if you get it under control, you let the truck trying to drive you, as he's going to floor it hard and just kind of let it settle on its side, but he's not going to be able to bring it back. Another one of those moves where we see the truck get out of shape, and if you can, you pull it back, and sometimes it's just not going to go your way. As that's going to be an early end for Tim Smith.
Only going to be a 16. Man, this is a tough freestyle competition.
Yeah, a lot of unexpected rollovers. A lot less room for error tonight. I play it back to what we saw in Chester and what we saw in Montreal. Chester, a bit more of a familiar track in its general layout to this, what we're seeing here tonight, but it just seems a few different moves, a few different jumps here or there, landing here instead of a few feet to the right will really make a difference to a lot of these guys, and sometimes those rebounds just don't go your way.
Well, coming out next, a guy that's no stranger to the freestyle track, Matthew Tyrrell in Arctic Shock.
Looking forward to Matt here. Usually someone who's able to lay down a good freestyle run. Got that beautiful Arctic Shock paint. He's going to start it off right over the car pile.
Brings into a moonwalk. Can he bring it to the moonwalk? He's in the stoppie now, and there's the moonwalk.
All the way
Right
back.
up- man, he's- Wow, that was almost bad.
That could have been an early demise for him. That car pile definitely playing a role in a lot of early ends to these runs. Matt having no problems. He's going to kick it right over and down the garbage truck.
He may be shaken up a little bit from that one. He almost ended the run at like 10 seconds in, but now he's a quarter of the way through. He's picking it up here.
A little bit light on the back side on 2 wheels, though. And he's going to drive out of it. Oh, more 2-wheel skill moves.
Oh,
He's going to
wow.
launch it. Oh, my goodness. Can he bring it back down? This caught him last week going for the moonwalk. Not necessarily surprising, but a very, very
Oh,
risky
man.
attempt early on in this run to do a lot of moonwalks here.
What a crazy air hit that was, flying it sideways, straightening it out. He's halfway through the run right now.
Really on the line between losing it and having a great series of moves all throughout this run. He gets caught on 2 wheels again and just kind of drives in between the 2 jumps. Good job keeping the
He's
truck under control.
all out of control.
Yeah, really. He hasn't been... He can go for the backflip. Might be one of the cleanest moves he does tonight.
Wow, that was an extremely clean backflip.
Able to pick up a lot of momentum to the backside of the racing lane. 30 seconds left now. See what he can do with the time he has left.
Uh-oh. Gets caught in that car. Wow, that almost was bad, but he made it work for him.
Yeah.
His combo's into the back advanced stack.
Oh, is he going to go for
Wow.
another backflip? He just parks it right in front of it and floors it into another moonwalk. Looks like he's doing wheelies with this thing. It's got so much. Oh, but this might not. Oh my goodness! Onto the nose and back down. Oh my god!
I cannot believe that he's been able to save.
Right
He
at
throws the
time.
clock. Unbelievable.
What a performance. We saw Alex Lindgren on his 2 wheels a lot of his run, but those are on his sides. Matt's out here on the front wheels and the rear wheels most of this run. What a freestyle here for him tonight. A lot of great moves. We're seeing the scores coming in now. You got the full 20 for time. It looks like it's going to be an 8 for air, a 7 for momentum, and a 9 for tech.
He's going to tie Alex Lindgren with a 44 for the number 1 spot.
Definitely very similar runs. A little bit of a difference with the way the momentum went. I will say, you can keep more momentum when you're on your side 2 wheels. You get to keep driving the truck. On your nose or on your rear, though, you got to keep that truck under control. It's more of a balancing act. Seeing
Here we
as those
go.
scores played out.
Vincent Ackert, piece of scrap coming out next.
See what he can do. He had some issues in racing here tonight. Didn't do as well as he may have expected. Lower in the qualifying and some problems getting out of the...
Doing a little
First
victory
round, sorry.
lap before the freestyle, eyeing up these obstacles. He's over there in that tricky part of the course over near that kicker jump. He's eyeing it up, seeing the perfect landing spot. Again, out here in the Willman, we've seen some crazy runs from the Willman, but also from some other trucks. I believe we just saw Matt in the DKP.
Yeah, very one of the more uncommon setups for these types of trucks to see that DKP tied for the lead with the Willman. I think Vincent's ready to go. He's going to start it off on the center stack and get some huge air clear soaring across the floor.
I think that was the biggest air of the night, at least distance-wise. Almost cleared the whole track.
Yeah, really, it tackles that little crushed cars over on the side of the racing lanes. Gets kicked around a little bit with the rear end swinging around. Some more nice air over the garbage truck.
Out here in the middle of the floor looking for an obstacle. He's got those van stacks around him, and he hits that one, slides it up the front, and goes straight for the middle jump with a nice sky wheelie.
Pops it up high on the nose as he walks it down the ramp and just kind of parks it there into reverse and just almost got it going again.
Quarter of the way through his run, looking to pick it up a little bit with a nice pop off that middle jump. Landed on the garbage truck.
Oh,
He's in a
can he
weird
save
spot.
he just throws it in reverse and reverses over it as well in also saving it.
We've seen a lot of reverse moves today trying to get out of tricky situations.
Yeah,
and they're
definitely.
always making moves of it.
Yeah, always thought to be the judges will penalize you if you back up for no good reason, but these guys going above and beyond reason with reverse, making everything they can no matter which way they're going.
That was a weird spot. He tried to hit the jammer, but he knew he was in trouble, and he
Oh
flies
my
it
God.
over the double.
Oh no!
That was a hard hit on the front.
Oh, what an impact, and the rebound to follow through there was very odd.
A full barrel roll in place. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it.
Might have been trying to drive through that quickly, though. I don't even know what that was that it caused him to do that. I mean, those Wheelmans with a very stiff rear end. The officials are going to consider it. I don't know if the truck's able to continue. It's a very weird impact, I have to say. And I think that's going to be the end of the run for him. We'll be getting these scores in for him. Vincent Ackert, a very odd ending. I'm not too sure what's up with that truck that made him do that, but a solid performance nonetheless. Only a 13 for the time score, though. 6 for momentum, 7 for air, and a 7 for tech.
A 33. And coming out next, we talked about him earlier. He's having a tough start to the season. We saw him in racing, spin it out in the turn. He's back after freestyle Andrew Sheets in the Skella Dragon.
We're just about ready to see him out here on the track. We're just about up there. Here's some officials getting themselves straightened out.
Over the dirt hill with a huge air. Bring it around the van stack. A nice cross thread there as he's heading towards the cars over the racing lane. Lands on the front end, but he's able to jam it down and spin it around quickly in place as he's 30 seconds into the run. Wow, a combo cross thread over the center jump, and he pops it perfectly over the downside of the double. Keeping the momentum up. Great wheel speed so far in the run. Going move to move, he's getting these perfect transfers, not letting anything slow him down. And there's that dangerous obstacle he makes it where he lands it in the valley. This is a great run so far for Andrew Sheets. He's halfway through his run, and I have to say, it's probably his best run of the season.
Yeah, definitely. I like that little combo he had using the dirt mound to launch it over the garbage truck to get some more air over the center stack into the moonwalk. Brings it back down right in front of the backflip ramp.
He's definitely getting more technicality, though, but he's doing it right here as I say that.
Nice two-wheel skill moves onto the nose. A spin,
What a
little
move.
spin-a-rooney. Wonderful finesse control there. Is he going to go for the backflip? I think he is. Lands it, sends the truck down hard on the rear into the moonwalk.
Yeah, he didn't have much space there to make that moonwalk happen. He still tried it, though, and he's flying it over the center. Man,
Nice
he's really
sky
picked it up in
wheelie.
the second half of the run. Wow,
Nice.
huge air over that. Not much time left, only 5 seconds.
You go for a cross thread. Oh, just mauling it up. Oh my goodness. The wheel came back down hard. And that'll be the end of the run for Andrew Sheets.
What a run. The momentum was incredible.
Scores coming in now from our judges. A full 2 minutes from Andrew Sheets in that Skella Dragon, finally getting over some of those hurdles he's been having early on in the season with a great run there. He gets a 9 for momentum, a 9 for air, and an 8 for tech.
It's going to be a 46.
Gonna put him 2 points, into the lead over both Alex Lindgren and Matthew Tyrrell. Both those guys had some great runs tonight. Andrew Sheets just a little bit better. Gotta say, that little nose pirouette he did, quite the move.
Yeah, and his momentum was by far the best we've seen so far tonight. And as I said earlier, obviously he was trying to make up for the bad season. I think he did it just there.
Yeah, definitely a good way to get back into a groove, putting yourself in the lead pretty late in this competition. We'll have to see. Travis Palm in Eclipse has to follow it up here. See what he can do on the wheel of that truck. Showing off to the camera and to everyone watching here tonight. Gonna
Line up
start
for
it
that
off.
dirt hill. Wow,
Yeah.
he pops it up
Ooh.
and over.
Probably the most air we've seen over that dirt mound, right into the jammer. Follows it up very nicely there.
That's a tough ramp too because it lands you in a spot where there isn't much to do, but he made great work of it and great work into the combo of the jammer. He's spinning around the far side of the track with that van stack.
Yeah, very good momentum, move to move Just letting the truck go where it wants and driving over whatever gets in his way. He's just gonna take it right over the jammer to the garbage truck again. Some more big air. Swords across the track. He's 30 seconds in.
He has a great run going. Spins it around the van stack. I think he's going to need some more technicality, though. We may see that later in the run now.
Yeah, some of these guys like to get a footing of the track, get an understanding of what everything's doing with them into the dangerous part here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, up, over, and down. He's going to bring it back on all fours, though. The truck's going to pretty rough ride.
Officials are taking a look at his truck after that hard rollover.
Yeah,
he
hard
lands it.
Hard on both sides.
Came back over, but taking a look at the integrity of it, and the officials are going to call it there. 57 seconds into the run.
Yeah, tough break for him. 2 hard hits on the side, though. 9 for his time score there, and just said not able to get over the halfway point. The scores will reflect that. Not able to do too much with the time he had. 4 for momentum, 3 for air, and a 4 for tech.
It's a 20, Travis Palm. That's a tough break.
We are moving right along.
Now, coming out next is someone that I consider to be one of the greatest freestylers on Sim Monsters. We saw him take the win at the Truck Fest, and he's back out here in Party Time. I think the restrictions of freestyle limit him a little bit, but it's still great to see what he's able to pull off.
Yeah, we're going to take just a second here before we get this freestyle underway. The officials getting prepared here for this next run. We'll get to see just here right now what Chris V can do. Chris Bialek. Chris Bialek. In Party Time.
Flying onto the track.
Oh!
Wow, that is completely different than anything we've seen before. He does a stompy off the dirt.
One-upping what we saw from Damian Bowers. Instead of the power wheelie, I guess you'd call it a power stoppy in a way. Just floors it out and uses the lip to nose it right into the ground. A great and unique start to the run for Party Time. He just keeps going, move to move. Some nice technical start.
We go for the backflip ramp.
Noses hard. Oh my goodness.
Looks like he tried to do the moonwalk out of it, but he landed a little too hard.
Yeah, I have to see what he can follow up here. For Chris, he's playing it a little conservative, kind of floating over these obstacles. Still getting a lot of moves in for him, though. Nice little turning slap wheelie.
Yeah, he's getting that van stack. It's out there where there's nothing really around it. He's spinning it around, ignoring the backflip and going back towards the center of the arena with a huge sky wheelie.
Lands it on the rear and brings it down. He's halfway through the run now. He's going to start throwing a little bit sideways into the middle of the floor. See what these next few moves take him back around to the van stack, it looks like. Kind of catches it on the side. He's going to go for some sidewalls. Almost caught the moonwalk, but he's going to get a wheelie out of it instead.
Yeah, that was a great sequence there. The moonwalk to wheelie. Couldn't get it up on the back that far, but still comboing it back and forth over the cars.
Ooh.
Oh man,
no!
That's unfortunate.
The one dirt mound that I think has played the most critical role tonight, I think it's cost at least 3 drivers a freestyle run here. Bites another one. Chris rolling over early in Party Time. Filled most of the time, though. He left 27 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be a 15 for his time score. A good run nonetheless, though, from him. Let's see how the scores come out from there.
A 37.
see a few more moves from him. If he kills the clock, you're looking at least another 5 points. Might have been able to get a little bit more out of that somewhere around challenging for the lead, possibly, if he was able to fill time there. Not enough, though, tonight. So I think we're moving into the final 3 here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the last 3 runs starting with Marcus Santana.
Yeah, we've seen Marcus. I can recall at least the last two events, Chester and in Montreal. He had some great freestyle runs. Wasn't enough to take the lead, or to take the win, rather. But I definitely expect another great showing from him here tonight in that introvert truck.
And he knows how to play it safe, but still bring the big moves, and I think that's going to help him on this tricky track.
Yeah, starts it off over the racing lane. Suspension's really working a lot there as he's trying to keep the truck under control. Almost falling out from underneath him. Nice little wheelie over the dirt mound.
Didn't want to push it too much because that is a strange part of the track. It could end him up in the barriers. Flipping the middle jump off of that.
Follows it over the other van stack into a wheelie. Gonna walk it right into the in-between of no man's land. Have to watch the dirt mound. The rear end clips it. He's gonna have to back up though.
Yeah, that dirt ramp's in a tough spot, and it caught him there, but he was still making moves happen. Couldn't get the wheelie.
Yeah. 30 seconds in, keeping a lot of high throttle movement going on. Combos it over.
Run.
Yeah.
I think he's going to need to pick it up a little bit. It's a great start, but he's lacking in almost every category.
Yeah, all very well-rounded run. He goes for the backflip into the moonwalk, though. This will help bring up some of his scores. Gonna really have to see. I think he's about time for him to pick it up, though. Oh my goodness! A huge sky wheelie. Kind of drapes it down the rear of the launch ramp.
We've seen a lot of wheelies off that ramp, but I think that was the best one.
Oh, he's gonna nose it hard into the crush cars.
I talked about it all night. That's a tricky part of the track. He easily gets stuck, as he just did.
And you see how well he can recover from that. It really throws you off when you're going a completely different direction than you expected. Spins it back around, kind of getting back to where he was just a moment ago. Oh, he's gonna cross thread the center stack. Nice. Haven't seen anyone do that. He gets
stuck again.
Oh, just crushing into the garbage truck.
These moments of downtime are hurting his momentum, but still, the moves he's pulling off are incredible.
The truck's leaning a lot, but it isn't really getting off of 2 wheels, which is really good to keep the truck under control, as he's gonna fill time there. Another great performance. I don't know how well that'll rank up to the leaderboard, though. Scores coming in now from our judges.
It's going to be a 42.
Another solid performance. Not enough to get him up in first or second place tonight, but I think Marcus Santana, quietly moving through this season so far, has definitely been someone to watch out for freestyle. Tallying up a lot of points, while not necessarily getting a lot of the hardware for it to show. We're moving on into the final 2 competitors of the night. I think we can take a moment, if we can, to look at these freestyle scores, as we are nearly out of time for this competition. As with just 2 trucks remaining, Andrew Sheets is holding on to a 46-point score for the lead. Following just behind him, a 2-way tie, Alex Lindgren and Matthew Tyrrell with those 44s. And then Josh Gajewski and Blake Thompson also tied with 43s. And then Marcus Santana, we just saw an introvert with that 42 to round out everyone over 40 points tonight. Pretty similar showing to what we saw in Montreal as far as the time to score ratio has worked out. So I think it's been a little bit easier time out here than it was last week.
Absolutely, and we're about to see the last 2 runs. Trevor Amos in the tunnel in a picture of Tony Hawk, as he's going to pull to the track right now.
Going out on the track, going for a double down here tonight. It's got to feel good to get that racing victory under his belt after so much hardship trying to get it there the first 3 weeks. Might just be out here to take a victory lap, but I'm sure he's still going to be trying for a freestyle victory tonight.
Yeah, he's getting caught up a little bit earlier in the run. He almost ended it early on the first hit, but he made it work. And he's in a weird spot there. That back hurt.
Kind of got caught in no man's land at the end of the track. Comes back around to the crush car into a nice slap wheelie. Gonna kind of walk it over the side of the double. Oh,
another tough spot there.
into the containers. Officials just keep an eye on him though. Luckily, it isn't the direct stadium he's hitting into. Over the center stack though, just throws it across the floor. And
Yeah, here we
mauls
go.
the
Oh,
van
no.
stack on its side. And they're gonna.
That's a tough situation. He's all over the dumpster in this run, and that was a bad one there, making it
Yeah.
all the way to the wall of Ford Field.
Making use of the entire track. The officials are going to take a look at him here. I don't know. It's going to be a close call.
Wrestling
make
with the dumpster.
Yeah, kind of teeter-tottering as the truck came back down. And making use of those dumpsters, not the best strategy here. That's going to end it for him early on. Unfortunate break there. He kind of got lost early in the run. I don't know if the racing victory was a bit in the way for him. I'm sure we'll see him coming back next week to defend the racing victory, and I'm sure he's going to have a great performance next time out we see him.
Distortion, igniting, effect, selfish, greedy, face shifting, prepare for abduction, the chaos is breaching.
Scores for Trevor Amos. 2 for men and 5 for air, waiting for the technicality scores. We head into the end of our freestyle competition. It's going to be a 3 for tech, bringing the total up to a 17. And here we go with our last truck for freestyle. Tyler Richmond, Outbreak, the #1 qualifier, going for the freestyle win.
Yeah, sitting second place in overall freestyle points on the season. Brandon Adam, going into the time at least, was leading that category. So that'll just leave Tyler as the last man out. Had a great run going last week, but he lost it early on, and that cost him the victory. Well, what may have been a chance for a victory. He had some crazy moves in Montreal. He might have something going on here to start off the run.
Wow, what air off of that hit off the side of the middle jump.
You surprisingly haven't seen anyone really cross that direction yet tonight. A great way to open up the run.
Yeah, really hit it at a 90-degree angle, and it worked for him. I thought it would twist the truck, but it flattened out in the air. He's getting more huge air off the backside of the racing lane.
Yeah, just hooks it around, coming back in over the garbage truck again. Some more big air. Outbreak truck looking great early on. Spins it around back over the van stack. Some more big air.
Yeah, 30 seconds in the run right now, and he's got momentum and air, and he is going wild. Might see some technicality in the second half of the run, but still, this is a great start.
Oh, a nice little combo into the valley, and he kicks it right up and through the opposite side. Nice way to get through that tricky part of the track into the side of the container, and the lack of the cage works in his favor. Would have crushed in the nose, but he's going to walk right across the floor on the nose. Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Again, getting bitten in the most inopportune moments. A great combination, and he just lost it at the very end of that before he could continue.
What a tough break. He was on to such a great start.
Yeah, probably the best moonwalk of the night to be able to combo it over the giant pile of crush cars, and nearly was able to drive away from it, but just got caught up there. And that's been the story of the night, that whole section of the track really biting a lot of competitors on early on to their runs.
It's only going to be a 29 for Tyler Richmond.
Unfortunate there, definitely had something going on, but that does leave Andrew Sheets atop of everyone tonight. Definitely getting some of the demons out of the way, putting on a phenomenal freestyle performance and taking home a victory.
Yeah, a great showing. The best showing of the season from him. He's had such a tough time, but he made up for it there with such a solid freestyle, locked in. Great technicality, best momentum of the night. He made use of this tricky floor, which cost a lot of people, as we see that only 5 drivers of the 16 filled the clock.
Yeah, continuing issue with a lot of guys. Hard to say where the fault really lies. Sometimes it's just bad luck out here in these tracks, but it becomes a little bit more curious to see what happens if it continues next week. Got to say, a lot of different storylines going on tonight. Brandon Adam coming in 12-0, 3 straight racing wins, are finally taking a loss in the semifinals to Josh Gajewski in what was a great hometown performance for him. Some shocking upsets, a lot of close racing. And all in all, it will be actually Josh Gajewski taking the overall points from this event.
Yeah, what an incredible event. Drivers that needed to show up showed up. We saw some new faces winning. I mean, overall, an incredible event here in Detroit, but the season rolls on. Next week, we head to Tampa, Florida, Raymond James Stadium for another incredible floor for week 5. The season continues. The points are getting closer. It's so exciting to see. And we will see you all back here next week in beautiful Tampa, Florida for week 5. We'll see you there.
Moment, attack. Conquer, react. Tuning, distortion, igniting, defect. Selfish, greedy, base shifting,